fellow members of the NRM, and all Ugandans who love democracy and good governance. Today, on the 19th of November 2024, we come before you as the revivalist movement of the NRM, a pressure and activist group founded by young cadres and patriots within the NRM. Our mission is to restore the NRM's founding principles of democracy, transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. Values that have been abandoned in the recent years. As I said before, I'm Isaac Rukanda, and I serve as a team leader and the chief commissar of the revivalist movement of the NRM. Alongside me are dedicated cadres and members of the revivalist movement serving in individual capacities. Together, we represent millions of NRM supporters across the country who share our frustrations and believe in our mission to revive the party and ensure it stays true to its original vision. The relationship between these NRM leaders and their supporters resembles that of absent fathers and their children. They only show up very late or when it serves their interests. The recent solo by-election was a good example of this disconnect, marked by chaotic primaries and humiliating loss in the main election. Even more concerning, the Secretary General, neither his deputy, made an appearance to support the party on the ground during such a critical event. This also raises serious questions about leadership, commitment, and accountability in managing party affairs. The next item is the revivalist movement's mission. The revivalist movement was born out of a desire to restore the NRM to its rightful place as a champion of democracy, transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. These are some of the principles that formed the foundation of NRM and are enshrined in its constitution. Our mission is clear: to ensure that the voices of all NRM members, especially the youth and all marginalized groups, are heard, to hold leaders accountable to their mandates as outlined in the NRM Constitution, to foster a culture of openness and engagement within the party. We believe that the youth are the lifeblood of the NRM and must be empowered to take active roles in party mobilization, leadership, and decision-making. The revivalist movement is not about division or conflict. It's about renewal, revival, and recommitment to the ideals that have made the NRM great. Item number 3. Issues of democracy, transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. Fellow NRM members, we cannot claim to be a party that upholds democracy when we do not practice democracy internally. How can we advocate for democracy at the national level when we have entirely abandoned it within our party? Since 2015, the NRM has failed to issue membership cards, leaving members without any formal identification. The party's register is non-functional, and the Secretariat has not fulfilled its mandate to update it or maintain it. The Secretariat officials often claim they are mobilizing, but we are left wondering what exactly they have been mobilizing when the mighty NRM party, despite its vast resources, has lacked an updated register and membership cards for the past 9 years. Isn't it interesting how the NRM Secretariat, which is supposed to organize 2 national conferences in every term, have somehow managed to go 6 years without holding one. The last national conference took place in 2019, and since then we have not had any national conference. The national conference is meant to be the highest decision-making organ of the NRM, creating policies, programs, and guiding the party's activities for the Central Executive Committee to implement. So, after 6 years without a national conference, one can't help but ask, how exactly are we progressing as a party? Are we truly moving forward, or we are just operating on autopilot? As the revivalist movement, we firmly believe that these failures stem from incompetence, lack of dedication, and absence of genuine love for the party. Many of these leaders that I've mentioned above seem to view their roles merely as employment opportunities, or call them jobs, collecting hefty salaries while showing little or no passion for the NRM or its values. The Secretary General and the Director of Mobilization of and Cadre Development must answer for these failures or resign immediately. Likewise, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of the NRM has failed to fulfill his core mandate as outlined in the NRM Constitution, which requires organizing and conducting internal elections every 5 years. This failure has crippled democratic processes within the party, leaving our members disenfranchised and slowly losing trust in their leaders. He also, as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, must answer for this failure or resign immediately.